am sharing 5 tips with you to help you stay grounded through fear. Now, as a collective right now, we're really feeling the impact of fear as it starts to move from the subconscious mind into consciousness. So as light workers, we're very aware that we are being called to learn how to stay rooted, to stay grounded, and transform fear back to power, back to love. So I'm going to share 5 tips with you today. So tip 1, fear is energy. So when we understand fear is energy, we don't take it personally. So there's nothing personal when you are experiencing fear. You are being called to transform fear back to power, back to love. So when we lean in towards fear and understand it's an energy, we're able to transform this energy with the power of our presence. And this is where mindfulness and meditation are really powerful tools, because they equip you with developing the muscles that are needed, awareness muscles, attention muscles, concentration muscles, to develop your presence power. When you are very rooted in your presence, you're able to ride big waves of fear. And in fact, the more fear you can ride through, the more you're going to start to move towards your greater potential. So we want to expand our capacity for holding and clearing fear through our body. So that takes us on to tip number 2. Lean into fear rather than resist it or push it or run from it. And I know that takes practice because we're so conditioned to fight or resist, because the mind goes into fight-flight response. And again, using the right tools will allow you to stay present and face that fear. So you can reframe fear by okay, this is a message from the universe asking me to lean into my power. Tip number 3. So remembering fear is simply energy, and energy can be transformed. So when we understand fear is energy, we are also much more aware that it's our thinking that creates this energy. So which thoughts are coming from fear rather than love? So start to identify your worries, your doubts. Make a list of them so you can catch them before they pull you down. So when you can identify your fearful thoughts, you're in a far greater position to catch them before they start to pull you down that hill. And our next tip, know you're not alone. Sometimes when you're feeling fear or strong waves of fear, you can feel very alone. Now, this is not personal. When you're experiencing fear, it's really good to remember this is our fear. So anything you experience or feel emotionally, it has been felt before and it will be felt again. So this helps you feel much more connected and not so out on your own. And it helps you connect more fully with other people. It brings you to a place of deeper compassion. So anything you're feeling now has been felt before by the ancestral line. So connect, stay with the fear, allow it to move through your body, and trust this fear is asking you to move back to love. So as you allow fear to move through your system, you are rising in frequency, you're raising your vibration to a higher frequency of love. So this takes us to our next tip. Nothing is going wrong when you're feeling fear. Sometimes it can feel as if the universe is against you or you've done something wrong. You've done nothing wrong. When you're feeling fear, you are expanding. This is your opportunity to step in and lean into this fear, to lean into this power, and trust that the universe is opening you up to more. So more abundance will come in. Your heart is expanding, your light is expanding, your vibration is rising. So you've done nothing wrong when you are feeling afraid. And it's really good to acknowledge what you're feeling. So name that fear. Don't hide that fear away. Don't mask it. Don't suppress it. Share it with people you trust and feel safe with. And as that fear rises up, you may want to say to yourself or another person as you name it, I feel scared. I feel afraid. And that allows you to step back as the observer. Okay, next tip. Step back and observe. So when you experience fear, stay present with the breath and use the breath to allow you to stay in the body and the level of sensation. Try not to go up into the head until you feel really grounded. So we don't want to go up to the level of thought, because if we're not grounded, the thoughts will take us off into a story and it's easier to lose control and get uprooted. So we can get caught up or pulled by these negative thoughts, and these fearful thoughts start to collect more and more, start to gather more and more power. So we want to stay down, so stay close to the ground, stay in the body, using the breath. By using the breath, we're not getting caught up in the mind, we're not going up to that level. Stay in the body, stay grounded, stay rooted, use the breath. And as the observer, start to identify the physical sensations. So pay attention, watch closely. Where in the body are you experiencing this fear? How is it moving? Is it shifting? Is it staying stuck in one place? What are the sensations? Is it tight? Is it hot? Is it prickly? Is it cold? Is it pulsating? Is it throbbing? Start to identify and start to say out loud to yourself, if you can, or silently, hot, cold, trembling, shaking. So this keeps you back with non-identification with the fear. So this gives you back your power because you're no longer identified by the mind's story about the fear. When we're identified with the story, that's when we start to react. And this is where the momentum starts to build up, and we create anxiety or panic or get really caught up or stuck in fear. So stay as the observer, step back, watch, and start to master the observer self through meditation practice. And lastly, it's really important to accept this fear, to not try and change and fix it, because then you're telling this fear and yourself there's something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with fear. Allow yourself to fully embrace it, allow it to be there, open to it, open your heart to it and fully welcome it. Now, when you start to feel much more confident with feeling fear, you can allow this fear to ride up through the base, the root chakra, into the heart. Now, the heart chakra is the place where we have alchemy. We can transform this fear back to love. From that place, you're able to make much more conscious choices, much more highly evolved choices. So rather than making choices and decisions based on fear and doubt, you're then able to master this transformation of fear to love and make choices and decisions from love and trust. So check in. Where am I making choices from fear and doubt rather than love and trust? And the next time you feel fear, allow that fear to rise up through the spine, through the base, bring it up into the heart, and allow the heart to transform it back to love. So I have one last final tip for you, which I feel I'm going to add in because it's really important, which is nourish your shaky foundation. Now, I suffered PTSD for many years, anxiety for a very long time. So whenever I feel very shaky or I feel my foundation is shaky, I know what self-care, self-love tools are going to nourish me. So keep a list. If you're not sure, write a list of 10 things that are your quick go-to rescue when you're in a funk. It may be an essential oil such as vetiver, which is really good for grounding and rooting, calming and balancing your nervous system. It may be to do a 10-minute meditation. It may be to go out to nature to feel your feet on the floor. It may be to go speak to a friend. But write a list of at least 10 things that when you are feeling your foundation is really shaky are going to support you. So this will stop your old patterns or habits of when there's fear, I go to the fridge or I look for the chocolate or I find that cigarette or I go straight to a friend, rather than allow yourself the opportunity to heal, transform, and know you can do this. You are more than capable of allowing fear to move through you. You have that power. So I hope this has helped. I hope this has served you. If you are free and would like to join us in the Lighthouse, every month we get together, we have a live masterclass, and these classes cover lots of spiritual laws for your life and business. We also have a live Q&A, an energy update, and a channeling. So check out the details below if you feel this would be of benefit to you. Have a look on my website, www.thelightworkercoach.com, and subscribe to my free weekly newsletter where I send out some really wonderful resources and tools to keep you inspired. I hope you like this video. Please do share with friends or family or those that may benefit from this video, and I'll look forward to seeing you next month. Take care. Bye bye.